Hockey docky, as Manuel would say. I'm over with Wayne on the Ford stand now. Ford have got the commercial side to their business, as we all know. Transit van is still probably the most popular, outnumbering selling of anybody else's van. And you know what? We're at the Home Building and Renovation Show at the NEC. And you know what? There's an electric van here. There's an electric transit van, but it's an electric transit van with a difference. And I'm going to swivel the camera around. Wayne's already been pre-warned what I'm wanting to know, and he's going to tell us about this special electric van. And by the end of this 3-minute conversation, you'll probably be wanting to sign up for one. So over to Wayne, and let's see what he's got to tell us about this lovely, if we can do it, tranny van.
Hello there. So we have the all-new, brand-new transit van. This one is a hybrid. So you do have a combination of the two. If you go with the two, most people tend to use it where you do long journeys and then come to a town centre. You've got a 35-mile range. So you can have all electric when you're in there, or you could have the combine of the two, which will give you a high MPG. Roughly around 170 mpg, where it does excel and where Ford have spent most of their time in terms of the interior, where most people now were asking for a cabin where they can actually live in after work as well. So now most people tend to use it even out of work hours. You can spec it with piano blacks. You can have adaptive cruise control. We've got a sports steering wheel as well. So there is a lot more comfort in the sense of it from the old.
I take it, Wayne, you can have the 3 seats across the middle.
Yes.
Is it a full seat, half seat, then a full seat, or is it actual 2 double seats the other side? Because
yes,
we as decorators, we've got a Mini Transit Connect, and the problem is we bought it, I'm showing you, we bought it when my lads were quite small, and they fitted in those little seats fine. Now they're getting bigger and they're 5'2", and there's an 11-year-old, 12-year-old. That full seat and a half seat is a little bit too small. They're a bit crushed, particularly when you have a gear knob and a gear stick. Sell it to me that I can go back to Beckwith Decorators and say,
100%.
We can have an automatic with no gear stick, and we've got full seating for the lads now they're getting bigger.
Me being 6'5", that's where I used to struggle in being in the middle as well. I can comfortably sit in the middle now. You can have it as a 3-row and it is a full seat. But like you said, without the gearbox being there now, knee won't be touching on anything as well. So can happily sit in the middle there now as well. But more so where the ride drive is where it sells as well. Back in the day with the transits where they used to slightly bounce in the back if you did have a load, now they've got independent suspension on the back. Much more control when you've got a load as well. They've slightly lowered the roof just to stay within the 2 meters, but they've also lowered the floor as well, so you are getting a lot more space. You can fit roughly around 3 Euro pallets in there. So definitely a significant.
What I'm looking at, you can't see the concept of size. Is this the short wheelbase?
Yes.
You do a long wheelbase as well?
Yes.
And do you do the high top for people who need the extra height on the roof as well?
Yeah.
Right, it's lovely. Show us in the back.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so like I said, when most people were saying it does feel a little smaller, it's where they've lowered the roof. They've also lowered the floor as well. So you do get a bit more space in here. You can actually have your charging points in here. So if you wanted to charge your power tools, a little bit of storage on the side there as well. But many specs you can actually have in here as well in terms of materials. You've got the MDF, plywood, or the almost like a robust. It's like a robust. I want to say plastic, but it's not. But yeah, and eventually it will evolve. It will evolve, and they'll have the through hatch as well coming through as well. Maybe a twin-sided door. We can see it evolving into a lot more as well eventually.
How much interest have you had at the show? And what's the take up like for building trade to go electric? Are we still banging the head against a brick wall on it because of the cost and obviously the outlay?
Yeah. Well, it's usually first of all, the response has been really, really good. A lot of people do have old transits and do want to convert to the new, just afraid a bit of their range, and it is down to lifestyle whether they can do it. We are nearly hitting that 400 mark in terms of miles and range as well. So I think that's, once we get to that stage, there's a lot of people that do thousands and thousands of miles as well. Once we can get to that stage, we can give those guys comfort in purchasing one of these as well. But the response on the interiors and how it drives has been excellent.
And are Ford doing incentives to get people into electric? Are they doing special offers and things like that? I take it now, nobody buys a new car, nobody buys a new van.
Yeah.
You buy them on a lease plan or a PCP, contract hire.
Exactly where it's
special.
Yeah. And that's where a lot of people are tending to go. The lease deals are amazing as well. You can go down that route. Even if you don't go down that route, the value for money on the spec that you actually get compared to other manufacturers as well. Ford have always been known for quality and value for money as well. So,
and tax offsettable as well if you're in a business.
Yes, yeah.
And if you're VAT registered, there's the VAT incentive as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been coming up asking about that as well. I suspect loads of people will go through the company.
Yeah, they would do.
Yeah.
That's really nice. Let's go and have a look at the front.
No worries. So got the side door. A lot of people asking for the side door on the other side as well. We suspect that'll come eventually as well. More people ask them.
Particularly if you're a delivery driver, you probably want to have access from the roadside as well as the curbside, and not feeling you have to travel all the way around.
It's convenience, it does go convenient. So a lot of cabin. The one other thing as well, a lot of people were asking for is where we used to have the storage boxes in the side door. Now you get a 3-layer system, so you don't have to keep on reaching down at the bottom to grab your stuff. You do have a 3-layer system, which does come in handy for people as well.
And the big thing I'm going to ask about, because being in the building trade, what security have Ford put into these vans to stop people can opening them and stealing all the...
That is a great suggestion. So one of them is...
What's your anti-theft system?
It's being locked now as well. So you have one at the top and one at the bottom as well. Where it used to just be one, a lot of people, it was easy for people to be able to maintain.
Literally, it was peeling a can open.
Literally, yeah. Immobilized system's been improved as well. So security around the car in terms of the camera systems and things like that. It's all been upgraded, but this has been the major improvement.
And on the side door as well, is this sort of extra locking system as well?
Yeah, you do get a double pin as well. So a lot of people have been looking at that as well. It makes sense because you've got expensive stuff in the back.
I think we're both going to say if somebody wants to get into your vehicle, they will get into your vehicle. But if you can slow them down,
100%.
and I take it there's an alarm on it as well, that the alarm would go off. That is less likely that somebody's going to attempt to go for these newer
100%.
Vans over the older ones.
100%. It's definitely a deterrent. They know about the two-pin system. Much more difficult to actually get into.
Yeah. Go around the front. And the sexy one, the MRS, RST, whatever it is, will that be coming out at some stage in an electric version?
Yeah, we suspect that will be coming out in the electric version. Really quick car in petrol version.
Yeah.
In electric, it's going to be mine.
Clearly not for a decorator because we're only on £120 a day, but electricians and valeters, they all have those vehicles, don't they?
100%.
You're not probably going to have one with a builder. Well, I'd say they do have builders, but...
Yeah.
And they'll do a double cab version as well, will they, for a crew cab?
Yes, we suspect that to come out as well. Here's where the design really takes shape. And a lot of people have saying they love the front end of this car. The matrix headlights as well. But just the design on the front as well. It's evolved really nice.
And colour range, can you get it in white?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The typical white van.
White van man.
Yeah.
You knew where I was coming from. I didn't want to say white van man because it sounds wrong.
I suspect a lot of people will tend to go for that, but we do have a lot of range of colours. This one is a really nice colour as well. Yeah, it works well with the lights. Yeah, we'll have an array of colours as well, so it won't just be the standard ones.
Yeah.
You can kind of customise it to what you wish.
And if you have to ask, you can't afford, what do these start at?
So this one's around the 40 mark, depending on what you go for. Spec-wise, you can add a load of things on it as well. But when you compare it to competition and things like that, for what you're getting, it really is good value for money. It really is.
So we're looking at 40 grand plus VAT for the entry level.
Yep.
The more you want to put on it, the more you're going to be spending.
Yep.
And as a firm that's got Vauxhall van and we've got a moderner, newer Connect, I can say that there's a big difference between what the Ford brand is when it comes to vans compared to some of the other. 100%. Again, you get what you pay for.
Yeah, and that's why they've been leaders for many years. They've been the best-selling van 2021, 2022 as well. So, yeah, we suspect that Transit will go on to be one of their best sellers as well.
That's lovely. Definitely. Good. Thank you very much, Wayne. That's a pleasure to talk to you and understand it. And I'm just going to swivel around this way and go. If you know what that car is there, comments below. No, it's not the new Skoda. It's a new Ford. So comments below if you know what that car is there.